Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is delivering a fiery speech after his resounding victory to a second term. He laid out his vision for the future for his state, but many have noted that it had a little taste, a little flavor of 2024.
When other states consigned their people's freedom to the dustbin, Florida stood strongly as freedom's linchpin. The policies pursued by these states have sparked a mass exodus of productive Americans from these jurisdictions, with Florida serving as the most desired destination, a promised land of sanity. We will never surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die. Florida's success has been made more difficult by the floundering federal establishment in Washington, D.C. It wields its authority through a sprawling, unaccountable, and out-of-touch bureaucracy that does not act on behalf of us. Florida is proof positive that we, the people, are not destined for failure. Decline is a choice. Success is attainable, and freedom is worth fighting for.
DeSantis did stop just short of naming President Biden or any lawmakers, but his Florida-centric remarks had a sweeping national tone to them, as you could hear for yourself. You can decide. One GOP strategist told The Hill it's becoming a lot harder to see a scenario in which he does not run. Everyone's watching him. Everyone wants to be around him. No one is running away. Jimmy Failla knows what that is like. All that love. They declare it for him.
Wow.
Host of Fox Radio's Fox Across America, welcome and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. You're, oddly enough, since I got back from Nashville, the first sober person I've talked to. So wish me luck.
Wow, we have to talk about your circle of friends.
No, well, it's Nashville. This is a rowdy town. But stick with me, because I did watch that DeSantis video yesterday, and really the only thing missing was a 2024 banner. He's obviously running. We know that. And we know it for a multitude of factors. One is that you know you've made it big time in the media when the Democrats start calling you Hitler and white supremacists. Like, you know, in the 80s, a band knew they made it if Weird Al Yankovic parodied their song. Well, in the modern era, a conservative knows he's hit the big time if the Democrats start giving them the Trump treatment, which he's getting in some factions of the media.
Oh, that's interesting.
But the other metric by which we know he's running is because his record is too good not to. In sports, Bill Parcells, the Giants coach, he used to say, you are what your record says you are. If you're a 2-6 team, I don't want to hear that you looked good in practice. You're 2-6. Well, DeSantis is like a 10-0 team. Okay, he's got a booming economy, and more people are moving there than any other state in the country.
Oh, let me pick up right there. Okay, a new study shows that people are U-hauling their way there. They're leaving Democrat-led states like California and Illinois, and they are, in fact, what you say, going to Florida and also Texas. According to the U-Haul study, Florida ranked #2 for last year, has been a top 3 growth state 7 years in a row. It's exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. I mean, and that's the number that doesn't lie. You know, you can bash him, but look at it like a restaurant. If there's a line around the building 2 hours to get in, odds are people like the chef. Okay, in this instance, they like this chef. I don't know what kind of restaurant this is. I'm just saying in general, people are flocking to Florida. And their kids didn't lose 2 years of education because of lockdowns. And I think as a parent, you'd appreciate this. A lot of people underestimate just how important the parental rights and education bill was. It really did resonate with parents who didn't want kids being sexualized at such a young age. And I think we might get there. But the point is that won him a lot of family support. Families are moving to Florida.
Well, also, and the discussion was had in Arizona as well, but the idea of taking the money that a state spends on a student and putting that resource in the hands of the parents so that they can make a choice of what school, what district is right for them. I mean, that was huge.
It's a big deal. And that's why I think what you're going to notice is this contrast between red state, blue state is going to become bigger in his speeches. I mean, yeah, that was a campaign speech yesterday for all intents and purposes.
All right. Companies are now offering record high raises to retain workers. Big cash. It comes in response to the tight labor market that now has allowed workers to quit their jobs for better wages. Dubbed the Great Resignation, experts warn it could make inflation worse. Doesn't everything make inflation worse? Data from the Federal Reserve of Atlanta shows wages for those who stayed in their jobs climbed 5.5%. So they'll pay you to stay, too. Up more than 2% from 2021. As of October, there are 10.3 million open jobs in the United States. Before the pandemic, the record was just under 8 million. A new op-ed argues, quote, When our government pays people who could work but chose not to more in cash and benefits than an average worker, it betrays everyone who does actually go to work.
Not only does it betray them, but it betrays the people who are incapable of going to work. Like, we have a social safety net to provide for those who can't provide for themselves. When you start subsidizing able-bodied people, like, that's a real slap in the face to the disabled. It really is. And it really crushes small businesses because hiring has become impossible. Anyone you know who runs a small business has been forced to work a shift they hadn't worked in 20 years. You don't notice it when the restaurant owner is washing dishes, but you definitely notice it when the strip club owner's on stage. You're like, Gary, what are you doing? Get down from there. We'll call in Cinnabons. You don't have to do this, Gary.
Wow. Well, we're even seeing that with some of the airlines, though.
Yep.
I mean, you'll see crews change. They'll make that announcement. Okay, everybody, we're waiting for a crew to come. But we had one 15 minutes ago. Where did they go?
When I was flying to Nashville Friday night, we didn't have a cleaning crew. They're like, we were delayed 3 hours. They're like, we don't have a cleaning crew. I'm like, dude, we'll all grab hand sanitizer and fly dirty. Like, if that's the casualty. Like, we're going to Nashville. We're not going there to live a clean lifestyle.
Oh,
you know?
my goodness.
No, we go hard in the 615.
Don't throw asunder the city of Nashville.
I love them. Are you kidding me? I love them the best.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's talk Crocs, my husband's favorite shoe. I am serious right now. The popular footwear brand is now coming under fire for its support of a drag show targeting minors. The company is co-sponsoring a RuPaul drag event in the United Kingdom this weekend, promoting child participation in what they call a kids' fashion show. Even the Teletubbies are reportedly part of the star-studded lineup of drag contestants. The reaction on Twitter, well, the ratio is harsh. Why are you promoting sexual fetishism to children? Another, this is disgusting, Crocs. Go woke, go broke, and time to recycle my Crocs. I think Tony will be wearing flip-flops.
Tony, welcome back to full-toed shoes, maybe even that. This is disgusting. And what you see happening on the left, this reminds me a lot of the Balenciaga ad where we were all worked up about the kids in bondage, is a lot of people on the left are turning children into fashion accessories. Like, it's cool to say, oh, my kid goes to drag shows. But deep down, we know that's not right. We all know. I mean, if you thought about it on this level, political trolling has become so bitter that we're willing to do it at the expense of the well-being of kids. Think about the world we live in 2022. If you were to go up to your coworker and talk to them about sex, you'd get fired. But if you're to talk to their kindergartner about sex, you'll get hired. We know that's not right. But think about that. We know that's not right. We're not allowed to do this in the workplace. How is it okay to bring kids to a sex show unless you're just trolling the other side because you know it's culturally abhorrent to them, and so you'll do it at the expense of your kid? This is not good for kids. And believe me, I know a lot about growing up to become screwed up in adult life. Look at me, Harris. Come on.
Stop.
No, I'm functioning, but the point is I'm a high-functioning mess.
Oh, goodness. 2023 is back.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's like we've lived it before.
It's a sequel. Everything gets a sequel.
All right. Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.